You are listening to the Overcome Pornography for Good podcast when you can't think your way out of shame. Welcome to the Overcome Pornography for Good podcast, where we take a research-based, trauma-informed, and results-focused approach to quitting porn. This approach has been revolutionary and changed thousands and thousands of lives. I'm your host, Sarah Brewer. Hey, you guys, welcome to today's episode. Today, I'm sharing a training that I did on shame as offline work and what that means. So if you're really struggling with shame, and shame is a big emotion that seems to just come up over and over and over again, and maybe you understand the model, maybe you've heard me talk about it, you're like, yes, shame doesn't help. I understand that, but what do I do? I just feel stuck in it, and you get stuck in the shame holes and there's like no way out. You can't think your way out of it. You can't convince yourself as much evidence as you can get. You just can't convince yourself that you should get out of the shame spiral. So what do we do then? So that's what this training is all about. It's going to give you some amazing tools to work through shame when you can't just think your way out of it. And I'll see this with clients when we're talking about shame and they're bringing all of these reasons to me. They're like, I know I shouldn't feel shame because of this and this and this and this and this. And logically, it makes sense that I shouldn't feel shame, but I am. And so that's when we use these offline tools. And that's what this is going to go in depth around. All right, you guys, enjoy this audio. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Let's talk about shame as offline work. Shame is more than a feeling. It impacts multiple systems in our body, and it sometimes operates below the reach of rational thinking. So when we think of the model and we put CTFAR, we put shame in as a feeling. Yes, it fits there, but it's more than that as well. This is why sometimes just changing our thoughts is not healing the shame, and the shame comes back really quickly and easily. So shame can be classified as a trauma response. It is also a response often from our lower brain. And so if we think the hand model of the brain, this is Dan Siegel who came up with the hand model of the brain. If our brain looks like this, prefrontal cortex, cerebral cortex, limbic regions, you don't really need to know all that. Here's what we need to know. When we're operating online, our brain's going well, we're able to think rationally. And then sometimes something will happen and we go flip, and it's called flipping your lid, where your online brain is not online anymore and you cannot think rationally through these things. And this lower part of your brain is really running the show. And so in order to get back online so that we can be thinking rationally, this is where we need to do some body work, some self-soothing work, like thinking ourselves back online doesn't work alone. Like we need to be doing some other things to help our body get back online where we can be thinking. So the shame, it can be this flip the lid response where, now, and instead of being able to think rationally or make decisions rationally, we're making decisions from our shame. Normal. Let me just de-shame this part of us. This is so normal, and every person experiences this, and it's not something to feel bad about. So what we want to do instead is we just want to learn and practice skills that can help us in these big, deep shame responses. Okay. As a body response, shame can feel frozen. You can feel paralyzed. You can have fragmented thought and speech, and it can feel very, very isolating and scary. So noticing this, when you're feeling this in your body, shame, and if it does feel isolating and scary, we just want to notice it and send some love to that. Okay. So what can we do? What can we do when we have these big shame responses? We're going offline. We can, number one, normalize the intensity. Oh, this is really intense. Instead of what is wrong with me? This is so intense. Like, oh my gosh, something's wrong. I'm never going to be able to change. This is always going to be there, right? That's where my brain goes when I'm feeling really intense emotion. Oh my gosh, it's always like this, right? Even if it's not, it's always like this. So normalizing, why is it okay that we feel this way? And why does it make sense that you're experiencing this? Now, being really careful, that first sentence, why is it okay that I'm feeling this way? We're not going to, gaslight ourselves or toxic positivity. It's okay that we're feeling shame. Just like, why is it making sense that we're experiencing this? Oh yeah, the shame runs really deep, the sexual shame. And guess what? It's been probably passed down through my lineages. And so this has just really conditioned me to feel a lot of shame. It makes sense because of things that I've been taught or things that I've been told or stories that I have about myself or stories I have about this situation. Oh, makes sense. The second thing that we can do is we can do some offline movement. Now, a quick recap between offline and online. If you haven't yet, make sure you go and watch. This is one of those videos, like one of the very first videos that you watch in the program. But offline work is, right, that work we do when we're offline, like our brain is not able to make those rational decisions. It's going to be a lot of body work. And I have examples, and I really explain that in that video. So again, go watch it if you haven't. And then the online work is like, right, when we are here and our prefrontal cortex is online and we're able to think and we're able to make changes by changing our thoughts. When you're offline, it's that flip the lid, you're not able to make changes by changing your thoughts. We need to do body work instead. Okay. So this offline movement, what it does is it stops the chaos for a moment. It's okay if the chaos comes back. It's not a problem, but we're just using some of these techniques, and I'll go through some just to stop the chaos for a moment. I have a ton of examples of things that you can do that's offline work. I'm going to attach the PDF to this video that you can go and look at. That PDF is also attached in the offline versus online work. But here's a couple that I think are specifically helpful for shame. Okay. First is havening. Now, this might feel weird, but what havening is it's touching like your arms and your shoulders and your hands. And what you're doing is you're creating this chemical response for safety. It's kind of like giving yourself a hug. It's a proven modality in therapeutic spaces. And so you'll see a lot of crisis management in therapeutic spaces, using havening to help ourselves calm down, like repeating mantras to yourself while you're havening. And I want you to try it out here with me too on this slide while I am explaining this. Just like breathe and feel what it feels like just to kind of give yourself a hug, to be touching and rubbing down the arms onto the fingers. There's a lot of great YouTube exercises, havening exercises that you can follow along. Even if you Google havening for shame, you'll find some really great ones. You can follow along with video, or you can just start incorporating it yourself. So what we're doing here is we're utilizing touch to create healing. And I love this thought. Like, what if we have the power to heal in our hands? And so just utilizing that on ourselves when we are in a deep, deep shame space. Okay. Havening, equals haven, the word haven, which is a safe space. So when you're doing this, and like I said, I know it sounds funny, but you're helping your brain realize that you're in a safe space, creating safety. Instead of just thinking to yourself, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. We're like actually showing our body, oh yeah, we're like helping that chemical response go off in our brain and that our body is safe, that we are in a safe space and we're creating this safety. Okay. The second one is going to be tapping. So tapping is similar to havening, but instead of this, you're tapping your acupuncture points on your face and on your wrists. What this does, and again, these things might feel kind of funny, but you've got to trust me that what this does is it sends these calming chemicals to your body. So that fight, flight part of your brain, the part, the offline, the flip lid part, this part that's running the show, the fight, flight part, it's sending calming chemicals to the amygdala, this part right here. This is shown to decrease physiological stress. And again, there are many, many, many studies around this as well. And there are so many resources out there. My coaches will use this in their one-on-one sessions. So if you're doing one-on-one with any coaches and you want to ask them to do some tapping with you, you're more than welcome to do that. You can always Google or YouTube. Let's utilize YouTube. Some really, really great tapping videos. You can do tapping for anything, and tapping for shame. It's going to be really, really, really powerful. So I want you to utilize that and try that as well. And then, of course, utilize all the other offline tools as needed. Walking, swimming, potent and novel movements. So weird things, punching the air. Use those as needed and ask your body what it needs and what it wants. Now, shame can be really deeply embedded. And so just two things here. Really try to have a lot of patience for yourself. That inner child video that's coming up is going to help you with this, and try to see this shame response instead of feeling angry at it or feeling bad about it or feeling shame because of the shame response. I want us to have a lot of patience and love for this part of you. go watch that inner child video and it'll be really good. And then number 2, you might need some support. And so please utilize the coaching calls. Please utilize one-on-one coaching. Please utilize the coaching support board and let us help and support you as needed. If you're finding that as you're doing some of this, it's really distressing and you're not able to make the progress or to feel any better, please reach out to us and there might be some things that we need to look at and maybe some even extra conjunct support with a specialist depending on kind of what's going on for you.
I want to invite you to come and listen to my free class, How to Overcome Pornography for Good Without Using Willpower. We talk about how to stop giving into urges without pure willpower or relying on phone filters so that you can actually stop wanting pornography. We talk about how to stop giving up after a few weeks or months. And spoiler alert, the answer isn't have more willpower. And then lastly, we talk about how to make a life without porn easily sustainable and permanent. If you're trying to quit porn, this class is a game changer. So you can go and sign up at sarahbrewer.com/masterclass and it is totally free.